word straight up.
Hello, hey, welcome and welcome back. Okay, so I'm just here gonna do my thing, do a little makeup. I'm not really gonna talk about the products and things like that. That really hasn't changed, but gonna do a little makeup. But in the meantime, I just wanted to talk, discuss some things, and what came to mind was the soft life. So of course, that's the new thing right now, is living that soft life, in the soft life era, all of that good stuff. But when I see it, a lot of it has to do with the soft life as a single woman, or being a single individual. But I want to talk about how to live, and give some of my thoughts on the soft life as being a married or someone in a relationship and having children, because to me the soft life can be a little different and sometimes can be a little difficult to find when you have so many responsibilities and you wear so many hats. Okay, so I was like, you know what, let's talk about it. So my name is Demiki, also Coco Monroe. On this channel we do a little bit of everything. Like today we're gonna have a little commentary, a little makeup. Also, I do lock content, fashion content, hauls, try-ons, all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely stay tuned, okay? Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. And again, thank you to all of my returning subscribers, and any new viewers, thank you as well, okay? Mwah. All right? Hey y'all, so I decided to jump in here with a voiceover, just so I can articulate my thoughts, okay? So of course, I'm still trying to figure out how to articulate my thoughts while doing makeup. It distracts me, so it makes it a little hard for me to, give clarity on my thoughts, of course. But we're going to figure that out along the way. We will figure that out. So with that being said, the soft life. So what it means exactly, a simple definition: a life of ease, peace, comfort, and intentional happiness. It does not require struggle, love, stress, and distress. It consists of mutual relationships, clarity, and self-care. Okay, so when we're talking about the soft life, it kind of does depend on what that means for you. What is a soft life for you? Okay, so first and foremost, you do want to sit down and figure what that looks like for you. It looks different for everybody. And again, the reason I wanted to come with this video is because it definitely can look different for a wife and mother. Okay, with that being said, these are some things that definitely help along the way. So how you start off your mornings. So as people say, how you start off your mornings can dictate the rest of your day, of course. So you want to find a routine that helps you throughout your day. If you get up early and pray, meditate, exercise, do yoga. So different people find different routines and different ways to start off their mornings that help them throughout the day. So you figure out a routine that's best for you. Now, of course, that routine will include mother duties, sometimes wife duties. So you figure out what time is best for you to wake up to get those done, to still have time for your own self-care before you start your day. Also, we want to practice mindfulness. So be aware of what you consume. And y'all, that's from food to entertainment, to social media that you follow, to YouTube, YouTubers that you view, to books. So you want to be mindful. It's one of those things where when you feel good, when you look good, when you feel good, your life, you're able to find your way through life a little better. So, what you're putting in your body, what you're eating, eating more healthier meals, finding ways to create healthier meals for you and your family. Again, like I said, it's a little easier to live and create those healthier meals a lot of times when it's just you. Okay. But when you're cooking for a family, everybody likes different things. Just because you're eating healthier doesn't mean that they are open to it all the time. Now, of course, you want to kind of bring it up to your family. You want to try to implement those healthier things for everyone just because it's just a good thing. But everybody isn't on the same journey and same path. So that makes it a little harder. Sometimes it can be easier to do meal prep and to do those healthier meals when it's just you versus you're having to make sure that you also have things set aside for your husband or for your wife, or things set aside for the kids that they like outside of the things that you're trying to do. So again, that's why I said in some cases it you do find some difficulty in trying to adjust the eating habits and things like that, because not only are you trying to adjust the eating habits for yourself, but you have to remember your family in that as well. Declutter. Okay, so another thing you want to do is declutter. It helps. Decluttering your home leads to decluttering your mind and your thoughts. Okay, I'm telling you, it's something different about when I get up and I clean up. Usually I do my deep cleaning on the weekends, depending on how that weekend goes. Because like I said, my weekends, I do leave them open, and I'll talk about that a little later. I leave those open. I don't schedule too much of anything on my weekends. But I will get up and do some deep cleaning. And when I sit down after I've done that deep cleaning, when I say my clarity, my thoughts, my mood, it definitely helps. So definitely think about decluttering. Anything that you don't use, things that you haven't used, you haven't pulled out in a while, you can get rid of them, whether that's putting them on Poshmark or Facebook Market, or just donating, to Goodwill or Salvation Army. Those are definitely good things, good habits to have. You want to declutter. You don't want to sit in a lot of things that you're not using. Now, another thing. So having a list of goals can become overwhelming. So you want to start with one at a time. A lot of times overworking ourselves leads to burnout. Okay, and that's for myself. This is something that I'm learning in this season. Is that I have so many goals, so many thoughts. I am like truly a creative. I have so many different thoughts that come through my head, so many different things I want to try. And I will literally, when I get a new idea, I'm ready to pounce on it immediately. And I'll sit and come up with plans, and I have 6 different things that I'm trying to run at one time. So I'm trying to learn that myself, to focus on one thing, give my energy, because it's hard to give your full attention and energy, to one thing when you're running 6 things in the background, let alone you're also running a house, a household, you have a family. And of course, if you have a spouse, you're running it alongside your spouse. But again, you want to focus on one thing at a time. That's what I'm learning. Like I said, I work here. I work. I do YouTube. I'm still a mother. I'm still a wife. I also have a boutique. I have different things that I do. And I realize that everything falls short when I'm trying to split myself thin between so many different things. So that's what I'm learning. I'm working on one thing at a time. I'm like, it's hard to be consistent as well. Because with anything, if you want to see it grow, if you want to see, those things flourish, you need to be consistent, and sometimes you need to give it your full attention. So with that, I'm learning that. So focus on one goal at a time. Pick one thing and stick with it for a while, and give it your full attention, give it consistency, and see how it goes. Even down to exercise and working out. That's definitely on my list. It's consistency with that. I'll pick it up. I'll get started. I'll be going real good. And then, I'll have, a day or two where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to rest. And it's hard for me to pick it back up. So focusing on one thing at a time and taking your time with it. So another is negative self-talk. So we have to be kinder to ourselves. And also, I always believe you speak things as though they are. So if you're always having negativity, you're always speaking negativity over your life, I do believe that you stay in that negative mindset. I do believe it affects your mindset. I believe it affects your ability to see outside of that. You know what I mean? So even if you don't really mentally feel like you're there, you still want to speak it. So you still want to speak those things as though they are. I think a lot of people are calling it these days manifestation. Um, for me, is having faith and saying things as though they are and speaking them into existence. For me, it's believing what you're saying. And I think a lot of times when you believe it, then your mindset follows. I think a lot of times when you don't even believe what you're saying, it's hard to have the motivation to keep going in those things. When you don't believe it, you don't see it. And a lot of times you're not going to see it at first. Okay. So, those people who find themselves being happy, and being successful in whatever that looks like for you. Happiness and success is different for everybody. So one person's definition of success could be totally different from another's. So you want to figure out again what that is for you. What is success for me? What is happiness for me? What does that look like? For one person, success could be a certain amount of money. It could be living a certain type of lifestyle. For another person, success could be living a simple life, not having to work as hard, not having to worry about how the next bill is going to be paid. For one person, success is buying, a huge $500,000 house. Another person is being able to downsize and travel and get an RV and just being able to be on the open road and have little stress and not having to worry about things like that. So again, it makes you sit down and think, what does success look like for me? What does that mean for me? What does happiness mean for me? Now we're always rushing. So, in the States, we're rushing. Everything has to be done by this time. We're rushing, 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 rushing. And impatience leads to stress. Okay. That's another thing. That's for me. Learning to slow down, that, things that things that matter take time. It takes time. So we have to learn to be more patient with ourselves, patient with our children, with our spouses. You have to learn to be more patient and to slow down. So the soft life requires slowing down and being intentional. So we're rushing. Everything has to be done quickly. Everything has to be done this way. It has to look this way. And then we're overwhelmed. We're stressed because our idea of our idea of life is everything has to be perfect. It has to be done at this time, by this age. And that's a whole nother video in itself. It's feeling like there's certain things that you have to have done by a certain age per society standards. Okay. And as long as you have breath in your body, you have time. And again, I do believe that when you give things your full attention and you're intentional with them, you get better outcomes. A lot of times when you slow down and you focus and you fully embrace and fully intertwine yourself into those thoughts and those things that you want to do, you get a better outcome. Sometimes when you rush into things, like people say, quick money, sometimes you come by quick money, just as quick as you get it, it's gone. Just as quick as you get it, it's gone. Just as quick. So slow down, be intentional, take time, focus on those things that are important, and it will come. It will happen. And again, that goes back to that goes back to believing what you're saying, and speaking those things as though they are. So you want to slow down, slow down, slow down. That's a part of the soft life. Slow down. Now, those things I just talked about are just things in general that I find to be helpful, for women in particular, but for anyone. And of course, just to be helpful when you're trying to lead a softer life and not be as stressed and not be as overwhelmed. But I do want to kind of break it down a little further just to give you some tips and tricks, some things that I've found along my journey that has been helpful as well. When handling your day to day, because like I said, everybody's day to day looks different. But I do know that when you're a mother and wife or a father um, and husband, that day to day looks a little different. So with that being said, things that I find helpful. So when it comes to your groceries, go ahead and write out your meals. Pre-plan your meals, pre-plan what the family is eating. Go ahead and pre-plan a lot of that. Write that down. That way, you know, from Monday through Friday, depending on how you set up your weeks and, what days you cook throughout the week, you know what your family is eating on each day. Also, it helps because what you'll do is you will also go ahead and have those groceries in the home. So, also another thing that's very helpful is ordering groceries online. Now, in my area, Walmart does grocery. I do live in a smaller town, so that's the only place right now that offers that option, and I utilize it. I utilize it. Okay. It's helpful. It's very helpful for me. So I go ahead, I pre-plan my grocery list. It includes the snacks for my daughters, throughout the week that they can take with them to school, to work. If you don't know, I do have three daughters, 18, 16, and 13. They do go to school. My 13-year-old and 16-year-old, I have one in high school, one in middle school, and my oldest daughter has graduated. She graduated in 2023. 2023 graduate, stand up, okay? So she's working. She works in between also her passion, and she graduated school with her cosmetology license. So she does hair as well. We're, getting her position in a salon as we speak. So anyway, so with that being said, I like to make sure the snacks are in the home, different things of that nature, that they are there for the girls to take a snack with them to school, to grab a snack before they go into work. Also, my 16-year-old has a little part time that she does a few days as well through the week after school. So with that being said, you want to have those in the home. It makes it a whole lot less stressful. Also, you pick up your groceries. I pick them up. I do mine once a week. So I will usually I make my grocery list about Saturday. I put in the order on Sunday and pick it up Monday after work. So I already know what I'm cooking Monday through Thursday. Now, for my household, I particularly don't cook on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Fridays, we finally eat out because I cook Monday through Thursday. We'll eat out, which is usually a simpler meal. It's not very expensive. We allot a certain amount for everyone, and it's 5-person household. And we just go pick up something, if you want something from Zaxby's, if you want a Chinese plate, things like that. And then on Saturdays, usually my husband cooks. Yep, he goes ahead. He usually cooks on Saturday. And then Sunday is kind of a joint effort. We're figuring out whether we want to go out or we're going to cook. It's kind of more of a joint effort on Sunday. So that's kind of how we do it. And that's why I said you figure out what works for you and your family. Also, another thing, working out. So working out, I do sometimes, well, honestly, to be honest, I think I make a lot of excuses. So that's me mindset. I'm like, Demiki, if you can find time to do a lot of other things, you can find 1 hour out your day to devote to working out. So I'm working on that, guys, working on my consistency with working out. But find that hour for yourself, even if it's 30 minutes starting out. Found that hour for yourself if you need to get up just a little earlier. So what I do is when I get my girls up to get them ready for school, well, I kind of go in and make sure they're up, getting ready for school. I'll go ahead and work out. Okay. I'll go ahead and work out at that time. And then I'll go ahead and drop them off. Okay. After that, then when I come back home, I have a little bit of time before it's time for me to get ready to clock in. I do work from home. Um, I do work from home, so before it's time for me to clock in. So that's kind of how I implement my exercise. So sometimes it's just a little hard for me to pull myself from that bed because it feels good. So I know. So with that, that's kind of what I do to try to get myself some time in for myself. And like I said, if you don't have time to go to the gym, that is okay. I will cut on my TV, do a workout video. I'll go to Pinterest, have different workout plans that I want to follow, and I will work out from home. I'll do it from home, whatever. To me, it's better than doing nothing. If I feel like I don't have time to get out of the house, I'd rather do something in home. Okay. So the other thing is, you wanna also budget. Budgeting is so helpful, guys. So helpful. Figuring out what the household income is, figuring out what those bills are, and what your bills look like each month. Another thing, so I do the envelope method. It's just a thing that I do. I'm a person also who does not use my debit and credit card a whole lot at all. Okay. So when I was younger, when I first got a, bank account and things like that, I would, have my checks deposited directly into my checking account. That was not a good thing for me. So I learned that real soon, is that I would be swiping that card, and it would be hard for me to keep up with where I'm at, and I would find myself, having overdrafts and different things like that. So, I find myself, I'm more of a cash person, and then I'll put the cash into the account if I need to make a purchase that's online. But you figure out again what works for you, okay? With that, so I have envelopes. So on the weekends, like I said, I don't cook Friday through Sunday. I have a budget that's just for those days. Also, I have a grocery budget. What I spend just picking up groceries. Also, I have the bills, down to a T. And that's kind of what I do. That's my strength. So then it goes into saying you want to play to your strengths. So figure out what your spouse's strengths are, what yours are, and whatever you excel at, whatever your strengths are, play to those. It makes for an easier life. It makes for, things to be more simple. So I do a lot of the budgeting. I make sure the bills are paid, things like that. And then he takes care of certain things that he does that Demiki's not so great at, and that Demiki doesn't. You know what I mean? I'm forgetful about. Okay, so play to your strengths. No one's to say what way of doing it is better than another. You play to the strengths of you and your mate for your household. What works for your household may not work for the next, and that's okay. You do what works for you. And going back to cooking, so of course, like I said, now I do work from home. I've been working from home for probably the past 2 years now. So with that being said, I did at one point work in office. And like I said, a lot of these things I have learned over time that has been helpful. Another thing is crock pots. Okay. If you have a crock pot, utilize it. If you don't have one, run. Go get one. Okay. I want to say the crock pot I have had this crock pot probably about 2 to 3 years. I want to say I got it from Walmart. It was probably maybe $30 to $40. And that crock pot has come in handy. Okay. So that's another option. Look up crock pot meals. Go to Pinterest. Okay. Go to TikTok. Easy crock pot meals that you can put on before you go to work. Come back. They're done. Okay. So I do utilize my crock pot as well. Now that I work from home, I don't use it as often, but I will say I probably use my crock pot, if not once a week, probably about 2 to 3 times a month. I use my crock pot to use it. But being that I work from home, my groceries are already here. Once I clock out, I come downstairs and start cooking dinner. Okay. Again, the meals are already in the house. I already know what I'm cooking. Life made simple. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I already know what I'm cooking for that day. I also have, the drink that's going to go with the meal. I also have dessert that's going to go with the meal. So all of that is pre-planned. Like I said, I know down to what I have picked out to have something sweet with each meal. That's our thing. It's always been our thing. It's hard to get away from it, but we have something sweet with each meal. Okay. But anyway, so crock pot ideas are really, really helpful. And last but not least, let's move into that self-care. So we want to make sure that we are doing that self-care. So if that's a massage, relaxing in a bubble bath, a manicure, some wine, those things, if you have the funds, you can do it outside of the home, of course. But if you can't, there are so many ways to do that from home at a reasonable price. Okay. A lot of that I do myself as well. Okay. So, you can go online, you can do the press-ons, you can get your own bath caddy to where you're able to sit, have wine, listen to slow jams, listen to a ebook, all of that, or listen to a podcast while you're relaxing. Okay. And also, as I did say, I leave my weekends open, so I don't have a whole lot of responsibilities from Saturday to Sunday. Just so I'm open. If anything pops off, D'Amica's ready to go. Okay. So these are just some of my ideas, okay, and some of my thoughts. Now we're going to return back to the regular scheduled program. All right, so let's go ahead and peel this off. As you can see, it does a really good job. Okay, so we got that nice lined lip. And I am going to use a black. And y'all, because we are into fall now, I want to try this color on. So I went and got me a darker color because I wanted a darker color. And this is the Soft Matte Lip Cream in Vancouver. Okay, by NYX. And I love my NYX lip products. And let's see. Let me make sure the lips are a little moisturized. These soft matte lip creams don't get too matte to where you feel like you're cracking and dry. It's giving like a nice purplish berry tint. Makes those teeth look extremely wide. Extremely wide. Yes, Vancouver. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, let me throw the rest of me together and I'll be right back. Okay. So we made ourselves a bun and a swoop, and we put on our nice earrings. We got on some hoops with texture. We got on a thin herringbone, okay? And I just put on this, until I figure out what I'm really wearing, I just got on this nice little white bodysuit. All right, so let's unwrap. Okay, and y'all look, them lips. It done dried down and it's giving that soft matte. Yes. Okay. And this is the hair. We slicked the edges here. We got us a nice bun in the back. We're going with class and sophistication today. Okay. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are about the soft life. Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you have children, what are your thoughts about the soft life? Also, put some more ideas or more advice in the comment section about things that help us as women to live the soft life, things that you've come across that have been helpful for you that may help the next woman, the next person. Okay. And again, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all for returning. Thank you to any new viewers. Definitely click the notification bell so you are notified anytime I upload. And y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.